All right, welcome back. Stretch run here, guys. I hope so far you guys have all seen and have little bits of information that is going to help arm you to the teeth to help you capture more business with CPS, right? But there's a couple other important areas that I wanted to share with you that have worked well for me, right? And you keep hearing me say that, and I keep coming around to that because this is what I was brought in to do, is to share what's been successful for me and to try to help you guys figure out how you can implement it to make you guys successful. And one area that I absolutely pride myself on is availability. Availability. I've answered this during the course of this training, but I'm going to ask you right now, Miguel,
yes.
When are you most needed by a dealer?
I'll say during Saturdays or in the morning. Because most of my territory is back east. Yeah, that would be the best time.
Okay. Let's be a little bit more specific.
Florida.
No, I'm sorry. When I say when are you most needed by a dealer, think about it. Now you're just saying on Saturdays or whatever, so if that's your answer, that's your answer. But in reality,
when they call me, I have to be there.
Well, yeah, now you're hitting on it.
Yeah.
When are you most needed by a dealer? When they need you. Okay? When they need you, when they call you, when they text you, when they email you, when they send a singing telegram, whatever it might be, right? That's when you're needed, okay? I did this with yesterday's team, and I'm going to refer to you now. You guys all familiar with the intranet, right? Are you all familiar with the department head of marketing, which we're marketing? Have you guys read that first paragraph that John Harton wrote on the intranet that talks about our job description? If you haven't, or if you do, then I will refer you to it because it's quotable. It says that our reps often require 24/7 availability in order to maximize our business with our dealers. This is what our leader and our department writes on the internet as our job description. So is there anything more important than our availability? All right? And I promise you, and I've made a lot of promises, and I hope I can keep them all when I think about it, but I'm quite certain if you want to be an elite CPS rep, you're going to have big time availability, just like John is speaking of. All right. How can you quickly impress a dealer and force them to do business with you? You want to open their eyes. Remember earlier we talked about opening their eyes? All right. I spoke to Mara before yesterday to confirm that each of you have the ability, right, to have your cell phone and text with your dealers if that's what they need to do, right? But I ask you, what's one way you can impress them big time, right? Here's the answer. Make yourself available to them late at night when nobody else will answer their phones to help them. I'd ask you, John, how many times have we had an IM conversation where you're into the 5:30 to 6 o'clock hour of your day, and I'm on the East Coast at 8:30 to 9 o'clock of my day, and I'm relaying to you that I just captured another deal or that I'm in the process of working another deal for CPS late at night.
Yeah, that's weekly, which we discussed. That's weekly to often daily. You'll send me, just got another PTS, and that's one of the things you always express is when everybody else is closed, not working, you're still capturing some business there.
My God, I'm telling you something. You want to impress a dealer in your base? Pick up your phone when nobody else will. All right? Because dealers, and David, you know that. If you're working late at night and the bank's available to help you, that impresses you. They're not working banker's hours now, right? We're working the hours the dealers need us. When does the dealer most need us? Right? When are we most needed? When the dealer needs us. How do we want to impress them? Pick up the phone. Yes, you guys know that I live for it and I bleed it. And I love working late at night because this is a little GRT secret. I capture 1 or 2 deals every night after 7:30 p.m. and before 10 p.m. every night. 1 to 2, let's call it 1.5 times 20, it's 30 to 35 deals a month, right? And the best part about capturing those deals at that time is very much so. Right on, Aaron. There's very little competition. And I'll tell you what, if a dealer calls me and I'm picking up my phone at 8:30 at night, I darn well better be getting the deal. If I'm taking that time to help them structure the deal, look out the car, make sure they ask the right questions so they don't have any problems, right? And no one else is available. A rep from AmeriCredit, Regional, Exeter, Wells Fargo, Flagship, Santander, all of our competition, they're not picking up. They're not going to be available. I make myself available. This has worked for me. How do you want to impress someone? Do that. Now, you can do it in other ways because not everyone's a dink. Not everyone has every moment of their life available. You guys have lives. The company doesn't want you to not have a family and not have a life. We understand that. But they brought me in to tell you what's working for me to get to my level. And I'm sharing with you what's been successful for me. I like working those late nights because I have less competition and I know I'm going to get the deal. All right? With that being said, am I available every night, every month, every day? No. Do I message John and say I'm going to the game? Or I'm going out with my wife tonight. We're going to dinner and I'm going to eat large, whatever the case may be. But will I pick up my phone? All right? Tying it back into what we talked about, I pick up my phone. First of all, they're appreciative, right? When I work the deal with them, they're very appreciative. But I'll tell them I'm at dinner with my wife. Sorry to bother you, Greg. They say that oh my God, he's actually taking his wife somewhere. He's always available and always working. I didn't realize this guy had any life. But yeah, I'm at dinner with my wife. What's the big deal? So if I can answer the question, it's a general question, I probably will. You know why? Because my wife knows what she got married into. I've been married for 16 years, as of August 26th of this past year. But I was starting CPS 3 years before that, so my wife knew what she was getting into. She knows that my job is availability. She can go through this training better than I can. I think she'll be like, availability? Yep. And she knows what I'm about and what I try to do. And how I go about my business to try to capture business for CPS. So she understands that. Well, I pick up the phone and say, hey, sorry, Jeff, I'm at dinner. Oh my God, Greg, you're at dinner. Hey, no worries. I want you to call such and such. They're there. Sean's there. Miles there. Terry's there. Elsie's there. Whatever, right? I will pick up the phone. They're okay with that. They will then call the person. And we talked about earlier, right? Making sure your dealers know who to call in originations and having backup. It all comes back to this. There's a reason. There's a method to my madness. Why do I want them to have it? Because on the unlikely event that GRT is unavailable to help them, I don't want to lose that $50 bill. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure I'm getting it, right? And then I'm sneaking the text like, is this a PTS? Did you reach the buyer? Because I want to know that dinner's being paid for by that deal, right? But that's just the way I feel because I'm so passionate. But the reality is I will pick up the phone. I will try to answer it. All right, so the company does not expect that every night, all night, you're going to do it. But I'm telling you that if you want to get to a certain level and you want to be armed with the ways to do that, availability late at night is huge. And guess what? How about this great news? You saw this. The company obviously understands that to some degree. We're now open till 10 p.m. on the East Coast, 7 p.m. on the West Coast. We added an extra hour, right? Why did we do that? We obviously felt that it was going to be cost justified to pay our employees to stay and change their schedules to an extra hour because we wanted to be able to capture more business. It's also a blessing for CPS because if we were to track our capture percentage after 5 p.m., my guess is that it would be higher because of our availability when other people are not. And I think that we'll find that, and it'll be interesting. I certainly know my capture rate is extremely high when I pick up my phone to help them structure a deal at 9. And I'm actually excited now. I haven't had much time to use this yet because the new schedule just started on September 1st, right? And I flew out here, so I haven't had much time to use it yet, but I can't wait to get my first deal at 9:30 where I could actually get a final approval set out, right? With that being said, when it's a late night deal and we can't reach somebody at CPS in that event, the other important thing to remember is to never put ourselves in a bad spot, right? Mm-hmm. If you don't have somebody that we can reach in originations because the business hours are closed, right? We don't have authority to make any decisions. We can put their structure in, we can see that it fits. And if the structure fits, right, and there's no exceptions to be made, of course, we could tell them that as long as their information will verify as stated, you're good to go. You have an approval here, right? However, if they need exceptions, they need any help, just tell the dealer the truth. They'll understand. No one wants to put you in a bad spot. Mr. Dealer, you can do what you want, right? But I can't guarantee you that we can get you this $25 payment bump. First thing we get in tomorrow morning, though, I'm going to work on it for you, do everything I can to try to help you. But unfortunately, our business hours are closed right now. I'll never put myself in a bad spot that way. Then, and let me tell you something. When I was younger, it would have been tempting to want to. But I don't need that stress. I don't want that aggravation, and I don't want you guys to have that aggravation. What is your availability on Saturdays? All right, I started talking to this and hit on this a little bit earlier. Do you recognize this the busiest day of the week for your accounts? Okay? I can't tell you what to do, but I am curious. Yes or no? No other response. Do you work every Saturday?
No.
Yes.
I tried.
I will.
Great answer.
No.
3 out of 4.
I am now.
For now.
I'd say 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. Okay. So would you agree that obviously you started realizing that it might be better for you to work more and you're increasing it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. Is it fair to say that in this room, you tell me, myself excluded, is Aaron doing the most deals? I don't know.
In here?
Yeah.
Yes.
In here. Are you?
Probably competing with Jerry.
You and Jerry?
Yeah.
It's interesting because you're working every Saturday and you definitely work 3 out of 4, right? And you get a lot of deals on Saturday, right? Again, I was just interested to see that because outside of going to the occasional wedding of a friend where my wife forces me to go because it's an obligation and I have to go and I'm still like taking my laptop with my suit in the car as we get up to the church and I'm clacking out like right before we go into the wedding reception. I work every Saturday outside of the occasional time when I take my wife on vacation. Okay, I work every Saturday. Not because I have to. I work every Saturday because it's the busiest day for me. And I mentioned to you guys earlier that I try to get 12 to 15 deals every Saturday. Don't believe me? Ask the buyer, Sean Corm, SEC, who's there every other Saturday. He knows my goal every Saturday. I try to hit it. I want to hit it. Now I want to hit it and I want to get it with the right deals, right? The ones that make the most sense that I can capture. And I try my hardest to hit it. And I love, you know why also I enjoy Saturdays working? Because all the distractions we get during the week with the IMs, with underwriting, emails, stuff, I don't have to worry about any of that. All I have to concentrate on is capturing deals, right? And you know what the other beautiful part is, and part of the reason why I tell you how much I love my job for the last 19 years, is because I can sit in my office, I can have college football game on mute, right? I can have popcorn if I want, soda, flipping the channel on TV. In the meantime, I'm capturing deals all day long, and I'm available, and it's awesome, right? And I'm making money to do this. Isn't that cool? Right? How many people have the opportunity for 10 minutes work to make a $50 bill? Right? Right? And we have that opportunity, right? So Saturdays for me are huge. One of the things I like to do with my dealers is I like to make sure they know it. Even though they know it, this is the type of way I communicate with them. And I don't think, did you guys see this on the back? This is my email. You see it? This is just one typical email that I send every Saturday. It changed the message up all the time, guys. So this isn't the same one. This is one that I used that I sent tomorrow and said, hey, use this one. Right? I guess it was from a week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago. All right? I just want to let my dealers know I'm available. Very simple message. Takes me a minute to write. And I include our Saturday schedule. Anyone see anything on there that's not positive, that wouldn't be looked at as something that would be conducive to getting opportunities? Anyone say it? Anyone like this email? Particularly? Yeah? Well, feel free to use it, copy it, paste it.
This is good.
This is my trademark, but I'm happy to share it. No patent, no monies. Yeah, I'll just charge. John will just flip your top 5 accounts to me for use of the email. No, I'm just kidding. I told you I work Saturdays. I send the email out. You know what it does? Doesn't get me any deals. It puts me in front of them. Right? I send this out at 8 in the morning. A lot of them times they're in their meetings, and then they're coming back and they're going to check their phones and they're going to be seeing their email before the business day starts. Right? And they know I'm available. Right? They're almost used to it. I don't send the email. Where's your email? You're not working today? Which wedding you going to? Right? They'll ask me. So. They get this from me. They're used to it, right? I'll also send a text message on a Saturday morning. Yo, let's rock. How many deals are we going to do today? How much money am I going to make you today? You know, how much profit is CPS going to make you today? I might send that out to 20 people. I mix the message up. It don't matter. But they see who it's coming from. They know it's somebody who they believe that I've earned their business, that they see value in, and they're going to give me every opportunity to earn their business, and I'm going to take those opportunities and turn it into something that I present to CPS as an opportunity, and let our company say yes or no, right? And Saturdays are a big part of that. All right, I'm going to do my best to get through the rest of this. I noted on here, and I just made my own notes. Are you willing to pick up your phone while having dinner with your wife or at your kid's baseball game to give a dealer direction to help them? You jumped right in, Aaron, and said yes, you would be, right? I'm willing to do that. I've always been willing to do it. I'm not always available 24/7, 365 days a year. I actually have a life, and I actually do other things other than talk about CPS. I'm not sure what those things are. Yeah. But when I'm unavailable, or when I can, I will pick up my phone and say, hey, I can't help you right now. I want you to call X, Y, or Z. I'm willing to do that, and it's helped me be successful. So hopefully you're willing to do the same thing in terms of availability. I wrote on here, how do you let your dealers know your availability? I already told you. I'll send them emails on Saturdays, right? Sometimes I might the email might be to talk about a promotion. And in fact, I can forward you all the emails that I sent regarding my own emails regarding our promos, right? And the changes that we've made that have been positive, right? And in those messages, I will also throw in there, I am only an email, call, or text away. I'm available and happy to assist you. They're getting that message to me. I'm getting that message to me all the time, right? Just like you've heard me say and repeat many things multiple times, but I guarantee you pick up things and it's clicking again. Like he's saying the same thing over and over again, but it's clicking in your head. You're getting it. My dealers get the same treatment from me. Over and over again, they hear me say, I'm ready, I'm happy to help you, I'm ready to assist you, I want to make you money. What can I do to help make you look good? How can I get involved? Constantly getting that message. I'm constantly in front of them, right? I have 120 dealers. Somebody says to me, is that enough dealers? Yes, I have plenty. I absolutely can handle that. Why? Because I can be everywhere at the same time. Because I have the tools the company has given me to address them and to make sure that they're thinking about CPS constantly and giving me an opportunity to earn their business, right? And that's all about availability. How do you acquire new dealers? I'm going to ask you each. Do each of you, everyone in this room besides yourself, David, and I would ask you this from a different perspective, David. Do you guys all ask for referrals?
I do.
Yeah? Immediately, confidently, right? When you ask for a referral, right? I don't know how you go about it, but the way I would go about it is very simple. David, I've been working with you for 3 years. We do a lot of business together. I've helped make you a lot of money, sir. I'd love the opportunity if you could share with me a friend or someone you know in the business that I can help with CPS. Even if it's in a non-competitive area or another state, I don't care. I'm trying to grow my business. I'm sure you can appreciate that. Do you know anybody that I can help?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
XYZ Motors down the street.
Yeah.
Need it.
Let me tell you something. Did you ever meet a car guy that didn't know everyone else in the car business? Am I wrong? Everyone knows everybody. It's freaking Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees of separation in the car business. That's unbelievable.
Everybody knows that.
I have a dealership that has 5 cars on the lot, and then there's the biggest Toyota dealer in the world. Somehow or another, that guy worked at that store, or knows somebody that worked at that store, right? It's the car business, guys. People know they're happy. They're happy to give referrals, especially if you do a good job for them. You got to ask, okay? All right, that's one. A lot of the dealers now. Yeah, Dealers flame in, they flame out, there's turnover, we talked about it, recession, dealers close, dealers not, but there's always dealers out there. We talked about it again, this all comes back around, it's so funny. There's 40 to 35,000 dealers out there. We need to fund with how many of them?
4,000.
4,000, with each of us doing 100, and we're in really good shape. Right now, would we like to fund with 10,000? Hell yeah! Wouldn't that make our job easy? Right? That'd be awesome. Maybe we can do that if we all got 10 referrals a month, you know what I mean? But if we're not asking, we're not trying, right? But I bet you every one of us can find a new store or two from our dealer base by asking for referrals, okay? And I'm now coming up with an idea in my head about sending an email out for referrals and asking for it. Because what's the worst that could happen? I can get an email that says, call Bob at Billy Bob's Motors. Right? That's the worst. I'm not going to get an email that says, sorry, no referrals. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Right? I'm not worried about that response via email. I'm thinking I'm going to get a referral. And I'm learning from you guys by hearing the energy coming from you guys about how referrals make sense. So I'm going to do that. And trust me, I'm taking a mental note. I'm going to send an email out and I'm going to ask for referrals. And then I think I'm going to share it with all you guys, the first response I get with the store, that I'm going to work to sign up, right? And wouldn't it be cool if we all did that together and we all said to each other, we all just got a referral, and by the month of September from this meeting together, and we all got it. And then maybe John and Elsie get John to give a $100 gift card to the first one that gets a referral post this meeting that has a deal that comes in the system and the deal funds. I like that idea. We're doing it. If I have to pay for it myself.
Got it on tape, John.
You see that, folks in video land? I just made a deal with the devil. But yeah, I mean, there's things like that our marketing department that we can do that would make sense from that standpoint, and that's fun, and that's a good environment. But referrals are huge in growing business, guys. Online, it's amazing now. There was a day when my referrals had to be through asking, like when I was going around from dealer to dealer in the late 90s. You know, I didn't have the internet available where I could just plug in bad credit dealer within 50 miles and everyone comes up, right? Right? Now you can do that. It's amazing. Like, you can type in keyword bad credit dealership within 50 miles of my zip code and 200 leads pop up. And I can just go through them one at a time and find out which ones I need to find out about or potentially sign up. Those dealers are out there, right? Too many of them, obviously, because there's 35,000 in our system, right? We want to fund with 4,000. We're not at that point yet. We're certainly going to get there over time, but there's opportunity out there for everyone, for all of us, okay? And I will say this. You heard me say earlier, what's inevitably going to happen? Dealers are going to get shut off for portfolio. Dealers are going to have an issue with dealer compliance. We don't hope it happens, but it probably will over time. Dealers, doesn't matter how good we are, how good the buyers are with the script, or how good we are with checking. Dealers are ultimately, if they send us 100 packages over the next year, awesome job, store doing 8 deals a month. Average, the CPS law of average, because of our business model, would suggest that they're going to have 15 to 17 returns. That's our business model. Nobody judges us on that, but it's going to happen. And we're only as good as our last deal. No matter how good you are, the next deal that has a problem, it could be that they think it's our fault. Okay? Right? As we talked about before, don't dread that. Don't worry about it. Accept it. However, the one deal they had the problem could be a deal that turns the relationship inside out. Okay? Getting back to the growth and expansion, which means at any point in time you could lose a good portion of your dealers with all the work you put in, which means you always have to have a new pipeline of business coming, right? Always have to have it in your mind. What stores am I signing up? What referrals do I have coming on? How can I get another store in the system? Maybe I need to work a few trades. Maybe I need to email Elsie to see if she can get me some opportunity on some stores that are available that need a little bit of TLC that another rep can't work. Okay, maybe a bunch of older reps found a bunch of dealers that they thought were non-players that they gave up, that all of a sudden David, he's got time. Maybe he'll call them every day. for the next week, right? When a rep on our team left CPS and I was assigned 4 of her stores, and none of them had done any business. Now, I made an effort to call each of those stores 2 or 3 times, and I never heard back from any of them. So at that point, I realized it's probably not going to happen right now. I don't have the time for it. I called John and Mara and said, give it to somebody who has more time. Right? Maybe they can make something out of it. I don't know what happened with it, but I knew and I identified that I wasn't going to be the right person. Think about this. Put in your mind your top 10 accounts. Think about it. Think about how you got them to that level. Okay? Think about how they got to this level at CPS, how you built value in yourself, how they saw that value, how you proved yourself to them. I want you to think about what you did to get them to that level. All right? Your best accounts, every one of you. What did you do to get them to that level? Right? What luck did you fall into? What hard work? What did you pick up a phone call late? Did you open their eye with a deal that had a recent repo and then it turned into a bunch of BK business and you got them going? Whatever you did, the real secret to rep success and to longevity and to top performance and efficiency is duplication, replication, and implementation. And what he's done to get him there. Now, it sounds easy, and it's not, but our job is to duplicate that success that you have with your top accounts with the next batch of stores.
Right.
And it might take you the next 90 days to find the next 5 stores to get you to that point. And then you move on to the next set of stores, right? So all you're doing is taking the success that you had with accounts A, B, C, and D, think about what made you successful with them, and we want to duplicate that success with other stores. Which means whatever you did to help them make money, can you do it with other stores and get yourself to that point? Can you get the dealership more addicted to CPS through being on top of their stuff? Now, it's one thing. If you're only answering your phone and readily available for your top accounts, but not for the other ones, how are you going to get those other stores to that level, right? Good point, right? If Jeff's only available to his top 5 stores and the service that you're talking about giving, you're only giving to those stores, then those stores are going to stay consistent until they have an issue with us, right, that we can't overcome for some reason, right? But that's why you got to always have a new pipeline, and a new pipeline isn't always new stores. A new pipeline is how to get them to that point where they're having the same success as your best accounts, guys. All right, and that's why we're sharing best practices together.
So you have to continue to service your existing stores without leaving the others undone.
You have to, well, and then there's the other big part of it, and I'm guilty of this as well. When you get that store up to the point where you're at, you give them great service, right? But at some point, you got to be able to let go and not hold their hand.
Right.
Which means they know who the contact originations, they feel comfortable with
They
not just
understand the
one
programs,
person,
they
but
know how
most
it
people.
works. Right.
Right. Once you can let go, now Jeff, the great customer service guy, could run over to the next batch of stores and duplicate that success. What we do is not rocket science. It's about finding a way to get to a dealer successful and then duplicating that over and over and over again. Okay? Which is why I talk about duplication and replication. Right? Each time you think about what you did to get a good store going, if you did that 30, 40 times over the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and you get yourself prepared for tax season, right? Which in CPS I think we're perpetually in preparation for tax mode season. Is that fair to say, Terry? Right, and believe it or not, once we get past October, that's going to be our main focus again, is getting ourselves ready for that. Which means that we'll have an awesome opportunity to get with your 130, 60, 90-day reports and to call these dealers, have these conversations about generating more app flow and getting a commitment from them to send us business if we make them the most money and to open their eyes, but also to have a commitment to get them to that point one by one where they're at the point where Jeff's best store is, or Aaron's best store, right, or Jerry's best store, and so on. We all have the best accounts. I can look at your 110 report and tell you who your buddies are, right? The ones that are performing for you are the ones that you're probably giving your everything to, right? So what the company asks for you and what has worked for me and what I would suggest is that you work to duplicate and replicate that success that you've had with your top stores with more stores. And the more you do it, and the longer you do it, and the more consistent you do it, the more successful you are at CPS, right? And again, I challenge you. You might get to 100 deals one month, and you might fall back, and it might happen, right? But I challenge you to go for 19 years in a row doing 100 plus contracts with everything that goes on in our industry. It's not easy. It's not easy, and you have to be willing to do the things that we're talking about on a daily basis, right, or a monthly basis, a yearly basis, and then wake up every morning and keep doing it. And then you might wake up and 2 of your best accounts are taken away from you for some of those legitimate reasons that we just talked about, right? That could happen, and it's a real bummer. You might think to yourself, yeah, screw this. This isn't right for me. And maybe it's not right for you, right? But this is the business we're in. This is the reality, right? We work for a great company that buys deep and funds fast. And we can help all of our stores at some level, right? And each of us are armed with the ability to capture deals from each of these stores and identify the ones that want to work with us, that are our players, and identify the ones that aren't at that level. And maybe we should give somebody else a shot at them or stay away from them so we work smart. Real quick.
Quick for Greg.
Please, under ask. Ask. All right. All right. Real quick. I need you to do me a favor. All raise your hand. I need everybody to raise their hand. Everybody. I don't care what level of authority you are. Raise your hand. Okay. I need you to all. That's how much. I need you to all go into your purse or wallet, and then ask you guys. Any of you guys? Anybody have a dollar bill? I need you to tell me if you have a dollar bill. And if you don't have a dollar bill, 5 or 10 or 20 will work. Please.
I don't know what I mean.
Anyone?
Anybody. Hold it up. I want you to hold it up. Hold it up.
Uh-huh.
David, you don't have any money?
Real high.
I wanted this back in the
Yeah? All right. Hold up your
Just
mug.
say how high.
Or glasses. I want you to hold up your glasses. Everyone have it? Hold up.
Have change.
John, can you come up here?
Where you
Everybody
want?
hold it up.
Crumble them up and throw them in the truck.
Make it rain?
John, can you do me a favor? Collect them real quick.
Hey man, we're receipt.
That's his, okay, that's his word.
He didn't take mine.
Now it's interesting. There are how many people in here? 9. I got 5. I got $5. I didn't get 9, which means I didn't get 9 contracts. I got 5. And I just want to thank you because now that I got this wad of money, I realized that I wouldn't have got anything if what?
Oh my God.
Right? I didn't get it from everybody, but I got 5. It's a party. I'll take this. See ya. Right? Please
Callie that doesn't spend as well.
redistribute this to who's the money belongs
From the
to.
Vegas.
Right?
You might be
Okay.
right. You got 2, but.
Make two the contract.
John Harton told me that. John told me that wanted me to do that. He liked that idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So, okay, I asked.
Well said.
Not everybody had what I wanted. Not everybody was willing to give it to me, but I somehow got $5 in my hand, right? And he didn't do it because I didn't ask, okay? And one of our, and this is how I've learned from other reps as well, all right? When I say you don't know unless you ask, all right? Ask for deals from your dealers. It's just so simple. We were slow for a period here because the company made some modifications in mid-June, right? Because we identified areas of our portfolio that weren't performing real well. So we took a little step back and business was a little bit slow. And I was having a conversation with one of our more talented long-term reps. You guys know Tim McHugh? right? And Tim McHugh's on our team. And Timmy's awesome. And Timmy just has a way about him that people want to do business with him and work with him. And I've learned a lot about Tim over the years, and I learned a lot from him. And he's somebody else that I would want to reach out to tell you. But you know what Tim said to me, real simple. He said, when you need business and business is slow, sometimes you just got to call him and ask for deals. It's just real simple. And I wrote down, and Tim said to me, he'll be surprised how many people say, you got it. You know why? Because think about all those times when you picked up the phone for them at 8 o'clock at night, the times when you booked out the deals for them and you earned their business, you built your value over time, and you've done that, and maybe you're calling in one of your favors. Hey, Elsie, man, I've been slow. It's been slow. It's hot outside. It's been slow. I need you to do me a favor and just send me a couple deals. I need you to hook me up here. I've been helping you out for years, right? You just send me some deals. And just by asking for deals, Tim got like 19 packages in one day, the 3 days, and he told me that like 12 of them that he wouldn't have gotten, but he just asked the dealers to send him. He wasn't even involved in the deals. But the dealer said, sure, you need some deals. Tim said he was hurting. And you know what? Don't be afraid to tell him that. I'm hurting, right? Listen, most of the time I look at it as CPS as showtime. Everything. It's all happening at CPS right now. I mean, how many deals do I have in-house? I have 4,500 deals personally that I'm working on right now, right? Because I'm creating so much excitement. That would be completely lying, right? But there are times when you can just say, business is tough right now. I need some deals. I've been helpful to you. Do me a favor. Throw me a bone. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask, right? I just asked you for money. Right? Don't be afraid to ask dealers, all right, for deals. Sometimes we'll just get them, and they'll just give them to us, okay? Exceptions, all right? Don't be afraid to ask for exceptions. I talked about it earlier. Don't live in a world for fear. How many times you heard me say this? Our job is to present opportunities to capture deals. Let origination say yes or no, okay? We're trying to present opportunities. I told you if you want to do 100 deals a month, you have to capture 5 deals a day, and you might have to present 15 opportunities. Well, you might have to present an opportunity to CPS that says, I need 72 months with 75,000 miles at 120% loan to value on this hot car, because this customer has paid multiple autos, right, and has good PTI and works 30 years at Coca-Cola. Whatever the case may be, right? Don't be afraid to ask. The worst we can do is what? The worst we can do is say no.
You're fired.
Yeah. How dare you send up an exception for us to review? We don't want you doing business. Yeah. It's never going to happen. It's never. There's never been a deal that I've seen sent to anybody at CPS that came back to us or came back to me and they said, don't ever send anything again like that, right? Or don't ever ask for an exception on a deal that you've worked and have negotiated to capture, right? And then we're going to get the deal if the dealer says yes. So ask. It's okay. What's not okay? What's not okay is to ask when we're not going to get the deal, or to ask when the customer maybe is not at the store, right? Work smart. I'm bringing everything back together again from what we talked about. If you don't understand this, but when you ask for the right again. And I don't have any powerful closing statement or anything. I just want you to know that I care deeply about your success. And CPS brought me in here so that I could speak to you and give you the best practices and allow me to share my experience and things that have been successful to me in hopes that it could help you guys be ready to increase business and be motivated to go to work the next day to do some of these things to increase business. And this training doesn't end here. We're a team CPS, which means if you have any questions, you know we have a support staff in place. And even as busy as I might be, I promise you, just like when I respond to a dealer or to dealer compliance or to originations message, if I get it, you guys hit me up with a text, a phone call, you'll see the same service and response. Now, I might say to you, David, I'm on the other line, I'll get back to you. I promise you I will. And I promise you I'll do anything I can to help you, all right? Because I want you guys to do well. And I'd hope that you would do the same for me. If I need you, or if we need to make a deal or trade together that makes sense for both parties or something along those lines. And the other thing I wanted to do, which I didn't have time, is I wanted you guys, I shared my 10 things. I wanted you to share them with me, because I've given you everything I had to try to help you make money. I want to see what works for you too, and I wanted to see that. And then I wanted to share that with everybody else, because maybe something that Aaron does would work well for Jerry, or vice versa, and just share that, okay? So keep that in mind. If you wouldn't mind, if you could either hand it to me on your way out, or email it to
Can I
me.
email it to you?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
no problem. Right, this isn't an assignment per se that's being graded, there's no right or wrong, it's my opportunity to learn from you guys.
When do you
Understand?
when do you leave? Do you leave tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning,
Okay.
yep, I'll be out of town, okay?
Okay, you'll be at the airport on your computer.
Yeah, but I promise you this, if I don't, I know who's here today, Elsie and John know who's here today. I don't want any of you guys to be the ones that don't send this to me, all right? Because I will track you down,
And take your
and I know how
Take your
to reach you.
dealerships.
Huh?
And take your dealerships.
Yeah, I will track you down and I will have John Harton flip your account to me, especially the ones that are working their best for you. Yeah, guys, thanks a lot for allowing me to be here with you. I really appreciate it, and I wish you the best.
Thank
Moving
you.
forward.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you. That's
Very
it.
much,
God
Greg.
bless you.
One,
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
one quick
Thanks,
second.
Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, David. Best of luck, bud. I want you to leave right now.
As we all, from marketing on behalf of CPS, we appreciate your time coming out here. And I know you all had takeaways from this, learn things, or will be able to apply different things. One of the biggest things, and we talked about this, I talked to John about this, that I want everybody to realize is the passion and the effort is second to none with Greg, right? The effort that he puts forth, he does what he says he's doing, he works hard. He doesn't have 5 dealers sending 20 deals and he's sitting back, like I said, in a beach in Pennsylvania. It's kind of a joke, right? But he works hard to get these deals and the effort is there. So all of us can put in that little bit of effort each day to try and get to that point. You know, 100 is not, he's not doing 100 because he was gifted this dealer base. He's grown this dealer base over time, loss of dealerships and growing it back and forth. So I just want everybody to realize that we can all do this. We can all put in this effort that Greg puts in. He showed us a lot of tips and we should apply those things that we've learned today.
Right.
And no, it's not just a secret sauce. He's using the same programs. He has a difficult, challenging state with some higher rates, higher fees that he's able to work through. And so I think we can all do this and be very successful.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate it.